Hi. Hi. How you guys doing?
Good. Fabulous.
My name is Promise Marks, and if you look up the word entrepreneur, you will see my headshot. I am a businesswoman from top to bottom. My first business before I came to cosmetology school is entertainment, and I'm still in that. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, actress, ticket taker, ballet parker, whatever. I do it all. I'm still in the business. And as an entertainer, I worked pretty much steady for about 10 years. Lots of television, commercials, film, a lot of things overseas, but it was great. Then it kind of dries up. And in that business, you have seasons. Seasons where it's really popping, and then seasons where you can't even get an audition. What do? You still gotta eat, you still gotta pay bills, you still gotta make money. So it was suggested that I take the opportunity to go to cosmetology school. So I had moved back here from Brooklyn, New York, which I am a New Yorker at heart. That's my second home. And I came here to West Valley Occupational Center. One thing that was interesting is that I think, matter of fact, I can say, I was the only person that came into this class having no hair experience other than doing my own. I hadn't even thought about doing hair, being a stylist. It was nowhere in my vision of things to do, wanting to pursue. It just kind of happened that I ended up here at cosmetology school. And it was a good thing that I did, because it helped me to develop other skills, other gifts, and other things that helped me be the person that I've become today. So I went to school, just like you guys, right? Put in those hours, can't be late, running, you know. How many, do you guys still do finger waves now? Okay, you still do the dreadful finger waves, where everybody hates them finger waves, right? You gotta do 50,000, blow dries and cut. And who hates cutting? Oh, see, yeah, there's some folks that just don't put no scissors in my hand. I'm not good with scissors. I love to cut. Didn't know, I had no idea that I actually had a knack for cutting hair. Okay, so I kind of stuck that one in my pocket. All the things that you do to complete your 1,600 hours with all the skills and everything you have to do, and get ready for the god-awful state board, right? Okay, passed the state board, and now I got my license and I'm ready to work. Got my little stuff, and I showed up at a salon that was what you call a commission salon, where basically you do what's called a 60-40 split. I would make 60%, the salon would take 40%. I didn't have to pay for the booth rental, but that's how this particular salon was ran. Okay, well, there was a couple of issues. I didn't know how to do black hair. Laugh, but it's true. I did not know how to do African American hair. Thought that I would go to a salon in LA so I could learn it. Well, I showed up at this salon and had my stove and had my comb, and I was ready. And this young lady came in and she sat in my chair, and when we got to the shampoo bowl and I put the water on that hair, something happened. Now, we read about it in theory, that there's the different textures and types of hair, and that coarse hair does things differently than straight hair. We all know that. But when you're in the chair at the salon and you are now a licensed professional, that's not the time you want to panic. I was in a panic, literally in a sweat. I get this woman in my chair. 6 hours later, I had asked one of my co-stylists, I said, how can I get this done faster? She said, if I do it. I stepped out of the way and let her handle the business. The good thing was, fortunately, this lady that was in my chair, she was an older woman. She had nothing to do with sit in the salon all day. She didn't care that it took 6 hours. She just liked my company. Me, on the other hand, I'm sweating, because I'm going, oh my God, this is looking horrible. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost. What do? You roll with the punches. You keep going. But my confidence started to really, really drag down. After about 2 months in this salon, I got a call to go work at JCPenney's. Anybody ever know that JCPenney's has a salon? And being that I'm African American, automatically they throw all the African American clients to me, because there's an assumption that I know how to do that better than anything else. Truth be told, I can rock your hair probably better than her hair at the beginning of the game. Just being real. So I'm trying to take these clients, and I'm nervous, and then, oh Lord have mercy, they give me highlights. Whew, now I'm getting my first customer complaint. Why? Because I've taken too big. I didn't take a small enough slice. I didn't process the things correctly. I'm losing it here because I'm so nervous about doing this hair that I'm going nuts. But really what the real problem was, I needed money. And I needed money badly because I'm married with a child. At the time, my husband had just got off a very serious knee injury. He wasn't working. No income's coming. I'm working in a salon and I'm failing miserably because I'm not focused on the right thing. When you need money and that's all you can think about, trust me, being a hairdresser may not be what you want to do full time because this is what you call a seed. Being a hairdresser in a salon is going to take time. You're going to have to be patient with the process. It doesn't happen overnight. I don't care how many demos you go through and people say, yeah, you can make $115 on a haircut and this, that, and no. It doesn't happen. And if you think you're going to work in a salon and do hair like this, I'm sorry. I'm 1 in a million client. You're not going to do it. You're going to get the basic cut, blow dry, process, maybe a partial highlight, and that's it. That's it. People don't want all this crazy stuff unless they're in a different type of profession where they can wear your hair or my hair. Love it, by the way. So you have to understand that in this business, you're going to need to stick to the basics and recognize that it's going to take time. So what I want to do, so what I did actually, so I created a company called Design Big Dreams because I found that I actually had a really great skill to motivate people. And I also have a great skill to help design people's visions to get their businesses off the ground and make them realities. I love to see you win. I'm here for you today. Real game is nothing like what you might think. It can be very scary to stand behind a chair with your license and you're shaking because this client is not making sense to you. You don't know what she's wanting. She's maybe not very nice. She's kind of snooty. She's snippy. She's busy, she's in a hurry, and all you're trying to do is, oh my God, I'm just trying to do your hair. You know, clients can rattle you, but if you don't have the confidence in your expertise, you took time to get those 1,600 hours. What did you do with them? When you took time to get those 1,600 hours, and you had to do those haircuts, even if it was on a doll head, if you don't do that haircut as if that's an actual person, you're just going through the motions. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to really build and hone your skills. Because when you get into the real world, you can't practice except for on your friends. But in that salon, and that's clients in your chair, that's not practice time. If you're not confident with your color, if you're not confident with a blow dry, if you're not confident in press and curl, you could be losing money, losing a client, and the worst thing you could ever do for yourself is get the wrong word of mouth advertisement. The worst thing you need is for somebody to say, "Ooh, girl, don't go to her. She was tall. Ooh, my hair was here, now it's up here." I mean, you don't want that because trust me, more people will hate you than love you. Please believe me. For every 2 million that love you, and 5 million that hate you, and they can't wait to tell how bad you did. Folks loved it. Oh, girl, they want to gossip. I went over to Promise, honey. She colored my hair pink and I wanted it brown. I wanted a bob cut. It was all, I had to go to 12 stylists to get it right. You don't want that. Because bad word of mouth is hard to fix. It's hard to fix it when people start disliking you. So with that said, I'm going to be talking about 4 specific keys that you're going to need to be successful in this business. First, the experience. I'm going to ask a question. What do you think is the most important thing that people want when they spend their money? Experience. The experience. When you go to Disneyland, has anybody never been to Disneyland? You've never been. Everybody that has been to Disneyland will tell you that no matter how much it cost, no matter how much money you spent, the experience is priceless. Can everybody agree with that? If you go to Disneyland for Christmas, my God, yes, there's thousands of people, the lines are long, you spent $500 and you came home broke, but you know what? Your kid had the time of their life. The experience. How many times have you gone somewhere and because the customer service experience was so bad, you vowed to not ever go there again? Even if it was the last store on the block, you will not go because you felt disrespected, you didn't feel like they took care of you properly, you didn't like the experience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to business. Business is an experience. Create the experience that will bring your client back to your chair. Now mind you, we're competing against a lot of factors. We have a very challenged and sluggish economy. Hair is a necessity. People that come to get their hair done either do it because they have to do it for job work purposes, they need to do it because they can't do it on their own, and they love you enough to spend their money with you on a regular basis because you are giving them the experience they want. In business, there's two things, need and demand. You need to be the stylist in demand. Not be in need to be in demand. You need to be in demand. Every single one of you in here has something special about you. That's why you're here. Some of you may be really good at updos. Some of you are really good at haircuts. Some of you are really good at styling. Some of you are really great with color and you understand the concept and the technical aspects of mixing color and how it all works. Those are things that you want to call your sweet spots. That's the stuff that's going to get those people to come to you. Everybody's going to color. Everybody's going to cut. Everybody can do this, that, and the other. But nobody does it just like you, or like you, or like you, or like you. You got to look at what you bring to the table. When you market yourself in this business, it goes way beyond your hair. You need to wear what you want to present. Now, right now, currently, I'm not working behind a chair at this moment. But if I were, this is what I'm rocking all day because I like that funky vibe. Now, can I do the plain and the roller sets and the god-awful perms? Of course I can, and it's not a big deal. But it's how you deliver those services. If I do a roller set with an attitude, whatever, girl. Like, you know, I just don't even feel like doing it. She's gonna feel that. Like, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with the roller set? You need to get it cut. You know, don't nobody do this, no what. You can't do that. You cannot do what you want to do to that client because you don't want to do that roller set. Trust me. I had a perm, it was shaking in my boots because I hadn't done a perm since school. I said, oh Lord, so I had to get the box and put my little nose, okay, do. Okay, bam, let's do this. When I was finished, they was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Of course it is, it's promise. You thought it wasn't? You gotta rock your swag. Fake it till you make it. Don't never let them see you sweat. Because if they see you sweat, they're not gonna be wanting to be in your chair ever again, and they can feel it. And
Their scalp?
no. If they feel it there, you know they ain't coming back. Okay, let's just keep it real. They feel it first in your client consultation. I want you ladies to and gentlemen to promise yourselves that every day that you work on somebody that you're going to practice your client consultation so that when you get into the field, you're popping. Boom, it's not a second thought. We're going to run through a play-by-play client consultation. That's the experience. If they don't have a good experience, they're not coming back. Skills. We all have to develop our skills. Now, here you're going to get what you got to get. You're going to get your state board, the things that you have to do. But let me tell you something. There is a difference between just getting by and going above and beyond. I know people have jobs and children and all that other stuff, but time management is key. If you do not know how to do African American hair, I suggest you learn it, and learn it like you would learn anybody else, because if you go to work at JCPenney's and I come in, I don't want you shaking. I want you to be like, come on, promise, I got you. Hair is hair. Hair is hair. And every hair has a texture, a type, and a technique. Learn it. Get that press and comb out. Learn how to gauge that heat and pressure. Learn it. On the weekends, you need to be getting your cousins, sisters, mama, brother, uncle, whoever, and do their hair. You have to practice. You have to get your speed up. If it takes you 4 hours to do a haircut and blow dry, you are in trouble. It should take you an hour to do a haircut blow dry in a salon, quite honestly. And maybe an tell the haircut maybe, but it should be an hour. You need to be able to block 4 clients in one day within an hour to 2 hour increments. And you sometimes have one in the chair, one on the dryer, one processing, one getting blow dried, and keep it pushing. You got to be able to be like this. Bop, bop, bop. That's why barbers, I wish I could have been a barber actually, because barbers, they get it cracking. They get one, get the tip, they keep it pushing, because I like cutting hair. Love it. But as a stylist in a salon and you're dealing with female clients, and even some men clients, because men do color their hair nowadays. They do. And they are going to come to you because you're the expertise. And they're expecting you to not make them look like hair clip for men. They don't want to look like something was shellacked and sprayed on. They want to look like their hair is just, that's how it is. It's natural. So your skills are crucial. How many of you know how to weave and braid? You need to learn it. If you go on the weekend, you can go online. You can take classes. Even as students at some places, they will welcome you. You may have to pay a little bit of money, but it's worth your investment. Right now, currently, in the African American community, women are rocking these weaves. If I could do a weave, honey, I'd have been a millionaire. I can't braid. I gotta work with a braider. Now I can sew, cut, and stitch, but I can't braid. Guess what? I'm losing money. Now, if I decide to go back and really hone that skill, that's what I'm going to be doing. But mind you, there's more than just weaving with sewing in. There's the fusion, there's bonding, there's so many different techniques. And white girls is wearing weaves too, okay? Don't get it twisted, it ain't just sisters now. Everybody adding some hair in their head. Thrinnel, a split, wherever. The 3 R's. Retail, rebook, request. Retail is a very important aspect to your job. And it's a real pain in the butt if you don't understand how to mentally process how to put this in your game. Retail is not sold at the end of the service. Retail is sold at the shampoo bowl. Retail is sold during the blow dry. Retail is sold when you're finishing up the style. And if you want to get real slick and savvy, when you have an appointment, so let's say, what's your name?
Shirley.
I'm sorry?
Shirley.
Shirley. Shirley's booked an appointment at 10 o'clock today. She's getting a haircut, blow dry, and style. For a haircut, how many weeks do you think in between before she comes back? How long should it be before she comes back?
A month.
3 months.
How many?
8 weeks.
Okay, 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. It depends upon the cut and the style. Now this, because I'm in this crazy red, I'm in my stylist chair every 2 weeks to keep it vibrant. My hair grows fast. I'm a real pain in the butt. But if I was a regular client, I would probably be back every 4 weeks because of what I've got. When you're looking at the time that they're going to come back, you have to look at what the service is that you've given. So if you've given a style that is, let's say, you know, your length, and you just basically kind of trimmed it up and reshaped it, 6 weeks is a good turnaround. So before she even comes to the salon, you're going to look at your calendar. 6 weeks from this date, at the same time, you're already going to pre-book her. You don't even ask. Don't ask them anything that has to give a yes or no. She's already pre-booked. Whether she comes or not is not your issue. But it's about you keeping on top of your job. Why? Because some of these salons are a numbers game. As long as they see there's a rebook, as long as they see there's a request, you can't control what other people do, but they need to see that you're on top of your job. You need to get client cards. On the client card, it should have their name, their address, their phone number, and their birthday. Always, always, always do something for your client's birthday. Even if it's giving them 25% discount, if it's giving them a little gift bag of product that you've purchased for them to say thank you for their business. They love it. They love it all day long. So retail is important. You're going to be required to sell it. Sell the stuff you've never tried. It doesn't matter. The question to ask with retail, when you've got your client in the shampoo bowl, so what do you usually use on your hair? What do you usually shampoo with? I use Suave or whatever's on sale. Now, you know, as stylists, we be like, Suave? Oh, no, girl. So, you know that. So, we're going to try to get her in that Paul Mitchell or the Regis line when I used to work at Regis. You're going to get her in some upgraded stuff. When she leave out your chair and out that door, she need to have a bag and her hair on whip and a card to come back. That's the goal. That's the goal. Oh, so you know what I noticed? Now this is where your skill come back in. I noticed that your scalp seems a little dry. Your ends are a little bit dry. I know we're going to cut today. But listen, you need to get this. I'm using, tell her what you're using. I'm using this moisturizing shampoo. It's great for your hair. It's great for your scalp. You need to buy this today so that in between your visits, you keep your hair looking fabulous. And when you come back, it's going to be even that much easier for us to maintain. Oh, okay. They don't say no. We get afraid to ask because we fear the rejection of somebody saying no. And even if she does say no, she likes the fact that you at least educated her enough to ask. Because she might come back 2 days later, oh, promise. It's Friday, I just got paid and I need to buy that shampoo you told me about. Here, girl. Matter of fact, let me give you a freebie something. If you can do that. Now, some places you can't. You have, depending on where you're working, determines what kind of discounts you can offer. Because it depends on the salon. But the bottom line is, you want to give your clients education, you want to give them comfort, and you want to make them the star of the show. Kim Kardashian, and she looked like Whoopi Goldberg, you better make her feel like she looked like Kim. Now, if you have a client that shows you a picture of 2 different haircuts that you know don't connect, she's telling you she needs a change, and she doesn't know how to verbalize it. So you got to kind of talk to your clients. What's your name? Shanice, how are you today, Shanice?
I'm doing good.
So you're coming to my salon. I see you want to change. What's going on in your life?
It's busy.
It's busy.
I'm busy.
Keyword, busy. Does that mean she wants to spend 2 hours on her hair every morning?
No.
No. So we're not going to give her a look that's going to drive her nuts. We're going to keep that in the back of our mind. Now, after you finish the client, you want to sit down with your card, write down key things. Number 1. What did she come for? She was going to a wedding. Next time I see her, I'm going to ask her, how was the wedding? Did you bring pictures? You're going to write down what you did. I don't care if it was just a haircut. Write it down. That way you keep track of what you're doing, and it lets your client know that you thought more about them and not just their pocket. You know, girl, last time you came, we did this cute little haircut. What do you think we throw some little color in that today? Oh, I don't know, my other... Girl, come on, we're going to do a little temporary color. It'll wash right out. Oh my gosh. And it works. But what happens if you mess up on a haircut? I've had that happen. Of course I did. I had a woman come and sit in my chair, and her hair was probably down to here. Who said uh-oh? It was here. Now, we had a consultation that was brilliant. I completely understood everything that she wanted. It was clear as a bell. I get in, I start the haircut, but I did something different this time. I decided, oh, I'm going to try this new haircut technique that I done seen at the class. Don't try no technique on somebody until you've at least perfected it. So I started these layers on the top, not realizing that, you know, you're going to have to blend this down to the bottom. When I was finished with her, we were here. She came home. Now, I had to get real savvy here because I said, okay. When I first acknowledged that I made the mistake, first thing I said was, I said, I have messed up in this haircut. And I just got honest. I said, if you hate it, I will not charge you. But I would ask you that you would please let me fix it. And she said, okay. So I'm going through, and then after it's all said and done, I couldn't have wrote this in a script. She looks at herself in the mirror, she goes, you know, and she was talking about this man that she was in love with the whole time she was in my chair. Oh, this man, she in love with this man. This man don't even know she on the planet, but she is in love with him. She says to me, you know, he said he'd think I would look better with shorter hair. Bingo! I said, girl, put your earrings on, let me do your makeup, honey, and you gonna go get your man. I put her makeup together, put them earrings on, shaking like a... I was shaking because I knew she was gonna just throw me to the wolves. And she got her stuff together and she walked down her and she rebooked and bought 2 friends. I'm telling you, sometimes you just gotta roll with it if you make a mistake, we're human beings. Nothing's ever perfect. We try for perfection, but if you make a mistake, just be honest. It's better to tell the truth at the moment that it happens than to wait to the end and play like you didn't know she wanted it just up to here. Oh, girl, I thought you wanted pie. Oh, girl, my bad. No, you knew doggone well she did not want no haircut up to here. Quit playing. Because we're people and we get scared and we don't want people to hate us and we don't like the rejection, but it's going to happen. Just roll with it. The other R, request. When folks request you, that's a good sign. And it makes everybody look good. But you know how you get requests? Being a team player. When you work at a salon, whether you're assisting or not, and that's your choice. You have the choice and the once you get your license, you can do whatever you choose to do. Understand that if you are going to assist, and that's just a little sidebar here, you want to find someone that's going to assist you to be better, not assist them to be like them. There's a lot of people out there, they'll want you, or they're going to have you sweeping up here and making coffee. No. If I'm going to assist, it's because I'm going to learn to do what I need to do to get behind a chair. And you have the right, when you sit down with a potential person that you're going to assist, to tell them what your need is. Why you feel you need to assist. Do you feel you need to assist for your confidence? Do you feel you need more practice? You can take classes. You don't have to do that. It's up to you. I'm not knocking it because it's a great thing. Some people really take that route and really grow. Some people will go to Supercuts and open up their own salon years later. It's endless. The bottom line is you want to be doing what you love to do. And do hair. Do it, and do it with all your emotion, all your passion. Do it. It doesn't matter. But if you're going to assist, don't get caught in the assisting, the hole of abyss where you're sweeping floor and you're making coffee and you're running over to Mailey's to get hair color and you ain't touched nobody's head. That's not assisting. No, that's not assisting. An assistant means that I'm going to teach you how to lay these foils and then you're going to blow dry this client's hair. That's an assistant. Because if you can't confidently do something behind the chair, work it. Some of y'all got Photoshop on your computer, work it. You got to do what you got to do to sell you. Because at the end of the day, they're not buying your haircut. They're not buying your blow dry. They're not buying your weave. They're buying you. They're buying the experience that you have created for them because you made their hair just as important as your own. If you can make their hair and their experience match the level of what you would expect, your chair will be running over. But it's not going to happen overnight. If you are in desperate need of money, you need to make hair your part-time gig while you build. You need to make it your part-time gig. If you're trying to do this full-time, then understand you need to have some other kind of reserve, backup funds, because this ain't going to pay overnight. It just doesn't. Clients, it takes a year. Matter of fact, most stylists in the field right now who have got maybe 10 plus years will tell you that it takes about a year to 2 years to build. But that was when they were coming along. We're in a whole different type of environment now. Financially, economically, things are different. So it might take 2 or 4 years. We don't know. But if you can purpose in your heart to be patient with the process, follow the steps and the directions, practice on one another. If you finished all your practical stuff, then you need to be saying, hey, can I do your hair today? Can I do your hair today? Can I blow dry your hair today? Can I flat iron your hair today? You need to be doing it. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. And you get better, 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 like clockwork, like running. And then all of a sudden you get your rhythm. And you feel good. And you feel good. When you start to feel bad, that's when y'all need to call me at Designing Big Dreams. Can't say, promise I'm stuck. I done messed up my haircut today, girl. They gonna kick me out. I was like, no, breathe. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. So I wanted to give my gift to you today, to every person in this room. Those of you that are interested, I'm going to offer you 4 free sessions with me. And I do it by way of phone, email, online, in person. I like coffee bean. And I mean, we can do this. My sessions cost $150 an hour. And it works. I have testimonies building. So for me to offer my time to you like that is beyond a blessing. Take advantage of it. You don't have to do it all in one whop. You just we'll set it up. I have the information for you. In just a minute, I'm going to open up the floor for questions and comments. But I am here to service you. If you win, I win. Because there's too many of us stylists that graduate and we're lost and we're falling through the cracks and don't know why is this not happening? What's going on? Because nobody's coming by to tell you it's a little bit different than what you thought. You're not going to be doing all the great things that you want to do at first in the salon. But who said you can't do that on your off day? Now you all know you got some friends that like their hair 12 different colors cut up on the side and long. Call them. Tell them to come in. Come and get their hair done. Because people won't do it unless you tell them to. And tell them with confidence, girl, your hair would look bomb. Come here, let me do your hair. Girl, I like that, but let me hook that up. Come sit in the chair. Just for conversation. People will sit in my chair just for conversation. They didn't even get, what you want to do with your hair today? I don't know, just do it. I can't tell you about my man, girl. What? Girl, come on, let's wash this madness out your hair, because what is going on with him? He said, oh no, girl, come on. Come on, you got to work what you do, because I'm not the greatest hairstylist in the world. Truth be told, my skills are not where they would need to be to build the kind of income I would like to build. That's why that's why I said, what do I do good? I'm doing what I do good. That's motivate you. That's to get you where you can be. If you do what I'm telling you, I guarantee you, in the first year of your experience, you're going to call me and you're saying, oh my God, Promise, it works. It worked. I've been rebooking. I've been getting requests. I sold retail. They love me. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? I love you and I don't even know you. Everybody love me. Well, I got haters, child, please. I give people something else to hate every day. So, you hate that today, that's all right, because you're going to be really hating by the end of the week. But you got to know who you are. You got to rock you. I don't got to be skinny minute to think I'm all that as I am. What? And truth be told, it's all an illusion. If you think of everything you put on up underneath the gear is what matters. Work what you got until you can do something else. And love you. Love you. Because if you don't love you, nobody else gonna love you. Feel good about you. When you feel good, you do good. Sports analogies. I love them. Because I'm a sports nut. Grew up in sports. That's why I became a coach. To become a champion is not just about winning. Being a champion starts at practice. The way you play in practice is the way you play in the game. I don't care how good you may think you are. I don't care if you don't think you have to run a lap just because you ran 2 laps last week. No. You got to run every day. You got to wake up every day with a mindset that says, I will overcome any obstacle, any challenge that I face today. Why? Because there's a champion in me. Find your inner champion. Get your inner swag. You can do this. In any level, on any capacity, you can do it. And I love you guys. Can you guys read that? Yes. My website, or my email is designbigdreams@yahoo.com. The website is still under construction right now currently, but you can send me your emails. And if you want to take advantage of my 4 free sessions that you love to do, 5. And after you write those 5, you're going to pick one. And the one that you pick is going to be the first thing that comes to your mind. You're going to pick one. Don't share it. Don't tell anybody. This is just you and your paper. And you're going to email this to me. Write 5 things you love, and then you're going to pick one. And then you're going to write what you're willing to do to accomplish that one dream. And you're going to email it to me. And we're going to start the conversation. Did you need me to repeat?
What was the question? What do you?
Write 5 things that you love. Well, professionally, 5 your big dream love, what you want to do with your life, your Big dreams, 5. With no limits, no reservations, no, well, what ifs, I can't, nothing.
Own a
5.
business, open a salon, something
Whatever
like that.
you can conceive, you write 5 down, and then I want you to pick only one. Just one. What you're willing to do to make that big dream happen.
That's number 3.
That's the 3 questions.
Okay, what was that again?
Right? That's okay. Write 5 things you love. Pick one.
Okay.
And tell me what you're willing to do to make that happen. We're gonna keep track of each other, and I want to post your testimony on the website and your victories and even your losses, because no team has if a team has an undefeated season, that's great, but that don't mean they're gonna win the championship.
Like the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Lake fan, trust me. I mean, like Super Bowl, that was a repeat, right? We had the Patriots and the Giants, 2008, Patriots went in undefeated and still lost. So, you know.
What advice do you have for freelance artists?
What do you mean freelance artists?
Freelance artists, editorial stylists, people who do behind the scenes work rather than in the salon.
Oh, you mean like industry stuff?
Yes.
I mean, as with anything, it's just it's networking yourself. It's networking. It's putting together your portfolio, and you might want to, like, for example, if you have something specific you want to do, like I have a friend that wants to do Fashion Week in New York. You have to do some research, find out who are the contact people, how do I submit to you. You're going to have to kind of research it, because the people you need to get in touch with, they may not be in your immediate circle, but you can pull a circle of people by showing them your work. But I'll tell you this, that's not going to come for you for at least another 6 to 10 years, and I'll tell you why. People that book those jobs, it's the experience that they've had, the classes, the education. They don't hire entry-level stylists. But to prepare for that, you want to work in a shop that has that kind of swag, that kind of flavor, that kind of energy. You want to work around stylists that have that kind of energy. It's networking. But it's going to require at least 10 years experience behind you. That I do know for a fact. You gotta and going to all the shows, educate. Any color class, any cut class, take them. You know, put aside your tip money and say, okay, in the end of 6 months, I'm gonna save my tips and I'm gonna go take a class at Vidal Sassoon or Tony and Guy or whoever. I'm gonna take this class. But it's networking.
Okay, and now, do you think that it's necessary for you to have a business or marketing degree? I know a lot of stylists, they go to school to get those degrees because they feel it'll make them a stronger stylist and eventually open up their own salon or stuff like that. Do you think it's necessary?
I think education is always key. I mean, what you don't know, if you can't get it by way of experience with others, and you take a class, it can never hurt you. It can never hurt you. Matter of fact, when you talk about running a business, if you don't at least have a business foundation, like just a basic business class, it is difficult because you got to learn about taxes and money, and there's so many aspects of running a business that's beyond just the business itself. So absolutely.
Right, and I completely understand that taking the class will be beneficial, but my question is, would the actual degree be beneficial and worth going?
No, a degree just says that you completed it. I mean, I don't have a degree, and here I am, and my heart is getting ready to blow up worldwide, but that's because I'm a hustler from top to bottom. I mean, experience comes as with anything else. If you have a degree, it's always great, but think about it. You have this degree that says that you've been educated in this area, but that's only just a part of you. That's not the whole scope of what you do, what you bring, how you create. It can add to you, of course. I would never discourage education at all. But it's not like you have to have it to make it.
Right, because you can just take a class in that subject and get the
It depends
knowledge.
on you. Like you take, let's say you take a business class and you say, oh, I like this. And then something says, you know what, maybe I do want to take the second half of this because there's more in-depth things that I need. It depends on what you get. So you can go to a class and that could be all you needed. Or you may find you do need more, so you stick to the program to gain more knowledge and experience. So that's okay. No question is a dumb question except for the one that wasn't asked. remember. Yes, as I stated earlier in the first part of my presentation, I am a professional singer. I just finished, we're getting ready to release actually 2 new singles on Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a gig next Friday, but I got another job pending that I'm hoping I get the other job. So I won't disclose it until I know it happens, and then I'll drop the message. And Miss Dizzelli and Miss Laham can tell you, she got this. But I won't say it right now. But so they, man, I tell you, they got skills. Miss Laham and Miss Dizzelli, they can do it.
Thank you.
They can judge it. And we had a good time. I sang for our graduation class. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Okay, one of my good friends is a stylist. She was lacking in her clientele. She needed to revise her salon. We had a conversation. 2 months later, her business went up from making $2,000 a month up to $5,000, and it's consistently growing and doing better from the coaching that I gave her to realign her perspective, unlock what was not working and the blockage, and make it happen.
This is before you opened your business.
This happened a year prior to me opening up my business as a business and life coach.
And that's what triggered, you know.
And that's what made me here.
Excellent.
To add to my millions.
Thank you, Promise. Thank you, Promise.
You're welcome. Thank you. In Northridge?
No.